Hello everyone, and welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the knives I was gifted, traded for, sort of picked up over the weekend. Any of you that aren't know, we had a sort of a camp out on Saturday night over at Blade in Wales field. There's sort of like not like a music festival on, but there was like a group of people there. There was some live music playing. We did this last year, but we did it again this year, and it was absolutely fantastic. Met with Tony, loads of people from the community. Got Sean, Mikey, Lynn, Mark from MBEDC, Will, Nigel Loftus, Dave and his son, Elan, which was the first time we ever met him in person, which was absolutely fantastic, and just had a great time really. And I've had just wanted to show off some of the things that I sort of picked up and was sort of gifted, because a lot of them weren't very expected. Some of them were, but absolutely fantastic nonetheless. None of them mean any different. But first I'll get the sort of the comedy one out of the way that was provided by Sean and Lynn, and they gave me a spork. Bit disappointed we didn't get to do the Power Rangers It's Sporking time, but I'm sure there will be another time we can do that. I'm not going to do a review of it because it's a spork. Yeah. Thank you, Sean and Lynn. Also from Sean and Lynn, or Lynn, she made me some leather slips. Now these are featuring knives which I've put in there, but this is one I specifically asked made. Now I had an original one from Lynn, it was a little bit wider, and this little Gerber was a little bit loose in the slip, and she's made this one. Beautiful brown leather, nice stitching, and there's her sort of maker's mark, if you will. A little cat stamp. Nice supple leather. I believe it's Horween leather. She's done a fantastic job with it, and I didn't even send the specs of the knife. I just said, can you make it a little bit thinner? And I mean, she's nailed that. It's absolutely perfect. You just give it a little squeeze and the knife falls out. Wonderful little slip, and that's where that's going to live. Well, I won't probably leave it living in there, but it's been in my pocket all weekend, and you can see the tarnish it's taken. But that's the first gift there, slip. And then this is Lynn's new sort of invention, well, I say invention, her take on a triple slip. Now she used this from a picture that Mikey Newman sent, and then she came up with this sort of thing, but you get enough for an O-light flashlight, and it was designed sort of for this one in particular because Sean had one and that was easiest. But you know, if you can model it around the actual thing you have, it makes your life a lot easier. And this is the i3T2 EOS. It's not a normal sort of AAA battery powered one, but I've put a rechargeable one in there. You get an extra 100 lumens from doing that, and you know, it saves binning the battery every 2 minutes when it runs out, and that fits beautifully in there just like that. Clip sticking out over the top. Also on the front we have a little slot for a pen, and I've just got this brass pen in here, and this bit at the bottom here is designed so you can carry a larger pen. You don't have to have a small one. You could put a full-size pen in there if you wish. And this is 100mm long, this pen, which is about 10 centimeters. And so it pokes out a little bit out the bottom, but you can adjust it as and what where you like to carry it. For me, I like to about there, sort of like that. But yeah, this is triple slip, and it has a belt loop on the back, which is something I asked if she could possibly do. And I've been carrying this on my belt all day, and I think it's fantastic having my pen and all this sort of stuff out of my pockets, because it does get a bit bulky sometimes if it's in your pocket, especially if you've got shorts on. It can feel a little bit heavier, but with it on your belt, you really don't feel that extra weight. And there is a knife in there, which was a pickup from the weekend, but I'll show that in a little bit. We also had a gift from Mikey Newman. Did not expect this at all. He's given me a bushcraft knife, and this is by RC Knives, I believe. I'm pretty sure they're on Facebook, but this is handmade. All of it's handmade. Got this beautiful red and black micarta, bird's eye pivots holding the cover on, nice little lanyard tube, but look at the thickness of that stock. Beautiful Scandi grind on there as well, and this thing is scalpel sharp. I was surprised. I've never had a bushcraft knife like this before, and I did not expect it to be as slicey as it is. I would just expect it to be batten wood and that sort of it, just a rough edge, but I mean, look at that Scandi grind on it. Perfect. I think that's the, you know, the heat treat when they dip it in the oil. I'm sure that's what that full finish is in there, and I love that as well. I think it's fantastic. But this thing's beautiful in the hand. It's not even too big for me. It's one of the things, fixed blades are normally too big for my hand, but this is perfect. So Mikey, thank you very much for this. I love this knife, and it's definitely going to get abused. And this is a sheath that Ron from RC Knives made as well. Absolutely fantastic sheath. It fits in there absolutely beautifully. Let me just back the camera up a bit so you can see a little bit clearer what I'm talking about. I can move these up out of the way. There's a bit better view. And it has this sort of belt hanger on there as well, and a little clip at the top. But you might be able to hear it. There's no Kydex or plastic in holding this in. It's just by the leather. But that sort of dull thud at the end, you can just about see the leather bulging here, right to the end, and then it slots in, and there's no movement in this at all. No wobble, nothing. That sheath is phenomenal. He should be very proud of the work he's done to make that. And then I also had a trade with Mikey Newman. Now I picked up a thick webbed or thick linered Arthur Wright & Sons lamb's foot, and Mikey liked it, so I said, oh, I'll trade you for it. And he traded me a Tailor's Eyewitness little spear point, which is a cool little piece. It's the sort of the budget line with the synthetic sort of covers on there, very pocket worn. This is quite an old one, I believe. Beautifully centered, nice snap on the open. You can see the Tailor's Eyewitness tang there, and all of the meat left on that blade. Absolutely fantastic. Snap's pretty much gone on the close. You do get a little bit, but all that really bothers me is the snap on the open. The snap on the close is fine, as long as it doesn't flop and fall out. If it's held closed, that's all that matters. But there we go. Beautiful spear point blade on this. Absolutely brilliant fit and finish as well for their budget line, and wonderful sort of natural patina. I'm half mind to polish this off, and the other half of mind I want to leave it on. But yeah, let me know in the comments actually below. Do you think I should polish this up to like shiny, or should I just leave it as it is and just have it as a user? Because I think it's a beautiful knife. But I'm in two minds about what to do with that one. So give me some opinions in the comments, and we'll sort of see which the most of them is, and we'll do whatever the comments say. And then we went to Leominster, found an antique shop there, and I picked up a Stockman. And this was an unbelievable price. I paid 24 for this, and it is a CK, so Carl Camelin. And look at the condition this thing is in. So you got CK stainless, and then something underneath. I haven't really taken much attention to look at it up yet, but beautiful clip point blade. Nice sheep's foot blade on there as well, and a spay blade. And this is the same sort of layout as a Buck 301, where the sheep's foot blade has got an end to itself, and then the spay is the same end as the main blade. But again, this is very similar covers to the Tailor's. You have some jigged bone covers on there. Absolutely beautiful. Nickel silver bolsters, brass pins, carbon steel springs, it looks like, brass liners. That was an absolutely fantastic find. I love picking up that thing. It was phenomenal. And then one of the most special gifts I got was from Elan himself. It was a little bead he had done with one of the memes that Randy made for me. And you can see it's my face as Wolverine looking at a picture, and then the picture being Randy doing that face he used to pull. So Elan, thank you very much for bringing this to me. It's beautiful, and it is on my keys, and that's where it's going to stay. But yeah, that's my pickups, gifts, trades, purchases for the weekend. Just got one more to show you. I wanted to leave it right to the end because it is the latest Ashley Harrison pickup. Now, Mikey picked these up from Arthur Wright's and brought them to the campout yesterday. And look at this thing. This is Namibian ironwood, brass bolsters, and it has thick brass webs or liners. They're about triple the thickness of the standard size. Ashley's new backspring design, which is chased here, filed in the middle, and then chased again at the bottom. And this is just the standard Barlow pattern. Just listen to that. Snap. Been using this today, so it's obviously patinaed. It's 01 tool steel. Ashley's stamp on there as well. And just, you're going to have to listen to that snap again. It's just phenomenal. Beautiful Barlow, and this is the first time he's ever used Namibian ironwood, but I'm definitely going to be getting some more knives in it. It's fantastic. But there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.